Alright guys, TouchGrabber here today, back again with a Rostermania rumours video. It's been a while and we're going to crack on with some major rumours that have come out over the last couple of days. Some big potential changes on the cards, given that this is the situation. The roster change period goes from March the 1st through to March the 8th. And yeah, the next one is going to be a while away. So this changes for Fort Worth and also the 2 weeks of cross-divisional play in the Pro League, which are coming after that. After those 3, weeks of events, then you can make more changes. But this is a big deal. A lot of teams are going to be making changes, it does seem, and I'm going to be going through all the rumours today. Firstly, I'd like to say thanks for all the support on yesterday's video. I mentioned how important liking is, like just liking the video. For all the content creators you may enjoy on YouTube, it's the best thing you can do that's free and simple. You guys like 600 likes on yesterday's video as of now. Incredible stuff. Thanks a lot for that. And also I'd mention that recently just hit 9,000 subscribers. You love to see it. The road to 10k is very much underway. And I'd just like to mention that over the last month or so, these are the figures for the people that are subscribed compared to not subscribed watching my videos. So if that's one of you guys who isn't yet subscribed, maybe you didn't even realize that you're not subscribed because my videos keep coming up, recommended, then, I would obviously highly recommend it. The road to 10k is coming up very soon. Make sure you do not miss a video, especially around this important time when lots of news is going to be coming out. So anyway, let's get on with the video. Like if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new, as always, the good stuff. So a couple of confirmations before we begin. Firstly, Zach Tech, as the CEO of Denial, he says that we stick by the people who stick by us, effectively implying that Denial is not going to be making any roster changes, but we do have some potential roster changes on the cards. Here we go. 2 big ones involving EG and Enigma 6. Now, I heard some things about EG a while ago. This potential with Faccento leaving the team for Attach seems almost confirmed right here. So fellow Goon, Attach, Royalty and Exotic seems to be the team. Did hear some mutterings that maybe even Felony and Goonjar were potentially on the chopping block, because let's keep this in mind right here. This season, the organizations can make as many changes effectively as they want. They have to keep one player on the team, but what they can do is move one player on their starting roster onto the substitute bench and then switch out everybody else. So effectively, the organizations have all the power. There's no rules in terms of you have to keep 3 out of 5 or something like that. No, you can drop anyone if you want to. So potentially Felony and Goonjar could be going. Each have a fair bit of money if they wanted to invest in that regard, but for now it seems like they're sticking with that team, switching out Faccento for Attach. Of course, I'll go more in depth on these changes, what I think about them, as and when they are confirmed. Enigma 6, another interesting one. Kismet, General Frosty, Diabolic, and Chino supposedly coming in for Kade. Now, Kade actually performed really well towards the end of the week, so it's an interesting change, but Chino does, of course, have past history with the guys on this squad, and we'll see what he changed his Twitter header to in just a second. So firstly, let's have a look at Faccento. He changed his bio, so there's nothing in there anymore, nothing about evil geniuses like I believe there used to be, and, nothing evil geniuses related in any of his stuff, so it does appear like he's not going to be on the team anymore. Then we have Chino changing his header to this. In the background, you can see Diabolic over there to the left, and on the right hand side you have Sender, who is the coach of Enigma 6. So obviously these guys have prior history. Very much looks like at the current time that Chino is going to be coming back to this team. Speaking of Chino, we have this. This is, according to Chino, apparently he put this in Crim's chat. None of this is confirmed, but a few of these things may be coming to reality. So yeah, Chino says he's on a league team. Okay, well there we go, Enigma 6. Parasite is on a league team. Now this is interesting because Parasite, I don't know if you guys have been following his Twitter, but he was almost looking to becoming like an Apex Legends, like professional player on the PC. He was going to sign with some organization or something like that. But now he's playing Call of Duty again, like all the time. So it kind of stands to reason that he may have found a spot on a league team. Now, Apathy being dropped is nothing I can necessarily confirm. Supposedly Silly said on stream that EnVy aren't making any changes, but I somehow doubt that. I even heard somewhere that maybe Hook asked to leave, and as a result of that, Hook is, EnVy's poster boy, has been with them for years, so they definitely don't want to lose him. They may well switch out many players on their team in order to keep on a Hook and, basically make the changes that he wants to see. Now, LG not making a change seems very likely indeed, considering what Ferro said, which we'll look at in just a second. So these are some potential rumours from Chino. Now, talking about EnVy a little bit more, we do have this from Bevel's, tweeted this out yesterday, the upside down smiley face. Now, I didn't want to read too much into this, but supposedly there may be some big things going on with EnVy. I don't want to go into too much depth, but it's possible, as it seems right now, that Hook and Silly could be the only 2 of the current roster left on the team. And I think maybe part of that is the fact that Hook he's too good not to have a championship contending team. So it's very likely that they may make major changes to this roster. And as you can see here with this list that EasyMac put out, these are so many free agents that are currently on the market. Now, this is a few days ago, so not all of these are currently available, but definitely some of these names will be big targets potentially for EnVy. Decimate is a person we have to talk about because Rated said a while ago that this guy potentially potentially has a $250,000 buyout from that G2 team that didn't make the Pro League. But, you know, EnVy have the money. If they... Decimate looks like a fantastic player so far this game. If you want to really make the investment, he could be someone to step up your squad, but I don't know too much about EnVy to go into any more detail with that. Maybe I'll be able to in a couple of videos' time.
After the LG is not making changes.
Enemy medic
I can shut that down for you right now. LG is not making changes.
Kill.
I don't know why you guys think they're making changes. They've been screaming every day, dude. They've been on the grind.
So according to Ferro, Luminosity isn't making any changes. That's the team of Formal, Gunless, John, Slacked and Classic. They looked really good in their last week of the Pro League. That was of course week 2, considering they were in Division A. Looked much better than they had done in the first week for sure. So it looks like they're going to stick together. They honestly had a kind of similar situation to EnVy. They started off really slow, but then towards the end they had some great results. So LG seem to be sticking. EnVy kind of likely are going to make some changes here. And that may be what Scump means in this comment that he makes right here on Crim's stream.
Yo, our pool went from like hard to like, yo, it is fucking stacked. Let's fucking eat.
So, OpTic's pool at CWL Fort Worth is OpTic Gaming, eUnited, Team EnVyUs, and Team Reciprocity. Now, some people thought that maybe he's talking about the Reciprocity change with Dylan coming in for Dens, but I really don't think he thinks they're a big rival to them anyway. I think it's more likely that it's a change to do with either eUnited or EnVyUs. Now, to quickly mention eUnited, Clayster tweeted these things out. I honestly think this is bait. I highly doubt eUnited are going to make the change. They looked very good, and... you know, if Clayster's going to get dropped from eUnited, what are they thinking? Because he is a large part of why they have a fan base, and I think he's a large part of how they could potentially maybe get a franchising spot next season due to, you know, they have a franchise player. I think Clayster's just baiting. He deleted these tweets down the line, but you never know. If something comes true, then I should at least show you guys this. So I think maybe Scump's talking about either an eUnited change or an EnVy change. An EnVy change looks more likely as I see it right now. So yeah, it seems like there could be a change in that region. Not exactly sure what it's going to be yet, but it could be a major one, especially considering what Scump was implying there. Now we've got to talk about Midnight Esports, because there were some more things that have come to light lately. Dylan tweets this out yesterday. This is Dylan Envoy, of course. And, well, it seems like Midnight are trying their absolute hardest to hold on to the spot. It's kind of interesting when you relate that to this tweet from Lando. You know, the one at the top is really what you're looking for here. If you're an organisation right now in the league and you don't think you have a chance at franchising next season, now is the time to sell. Now, supposedly this is geared towards Midnight Esports, because they didn't want to sell the team after they qualified for the Pro League. Now they've done relatively well in the Pro League already, and I'm sure they've got interest to be bought out by bigger teams. So supposedly Midnight are trying to hold on to that spot. I don't know all the details. Dylan Envoy did say on Reddit that it's even more complicated than that, so I don't know anything to really comment on it, but it seems like there's situations going on with Midnight which the players aren't particularly happy with by any means. I'm not sure if they're going to make a roster change or anything like that, but I thought I'd bring it to your guys' attention. Now this is where things get really spicy. Multiple sources have told me, this is Intel Call of Duty, pretty damn good Twitter account for keeping up with this kind of stuff. FaZe Black and Zooma with RJ, who I think used to be the coach of FaZe Clan, is going to play under Excelerate and replace the current roster. Unsure what the exact FaZe Black roster is they're talking about. Now, I did hear something that maybe even Evil Geniuses were looking to maybe get the Zooma and Attach duo back together, getting rid of a guy like Felony, something like that. Maybe that hasn't come to fruition though. Zooma, supposedly this team, is, even though it's called FaZe Clan Black, kind of intrigues me, because why would a team with Zooma on go to play under Excelerate? I feel like Excelerate don't have a crazy amount of cash. It does seem likely though at this point that almost the entire Excelerate team is getting dropped. Robbie Beeman talked yesterday about something like, you know, the best is yet to come or something like that, you know, one of those philosophical tweets, and Beezy put something on Reddit which I'll look at in just a second. It seems like the Excelerate team is gone, but it seems weird to me that a team with Zooma on would end up playing under an organisation like Excelerate, who, from my estimation, don't seem to have the most amount of money, the biggest following behind them. It would make kind of more sense if FaZe Clan were going to buy the spot off Excelerate and then put Zooma back in. That would kind of make more sense, right? And also, Cellium supposedly could be going onto this team. I heard maybe rumours that Cellium is going elsewhere, but There are some people saying that Zooma, Cellium and Simp are going to be the core three of this team. Simp is a big name you've got to consider in this transfer window. He's one of these young guns that has been dominating, local events and online tournaments for years now, since really Black Ops 3 people started to hear about this guy. Finally 18, can finally play at a LAN tournament. Where's he going to end up? Could well be this team alongside Zooma and Cellium, who of course were on the FaZe Clan team that failed to make the Pro League. The other two, who knows? Potentially they could be from FaZe Clan Black, because that's what this kind of implies. Or maybe a guy like Phantoms, a guy like Gravity. You could put a team together like that. Definitely seems interesting that these guys would be playing under Excelerate, though. It kind of seems more likely that FaZe would just buy the spot now, because especially you've got to buy the spot eventually when you go into the franchising league next season. Maybe they're thinking that, well, why do we need to buy the spot now when we're going to have to pay a load of money anyway next season to buy into a franchising league? Maybe we just save that cash, to get into the franchising league next season. It's an interesting one. Who really knows? But that's potentially on the cards, and that is a downside, of course, of this season, of this format this season, where the guys in Excelerate, they qualified for the Pro League of their own accord, and now it seems like all of them, Fastballer was already out the door, seems like all of them are going to get dropped straight off the team. It honestly is tragic stuff. Zooma tweeted this out, so announcement will be made in 1 to 8 days, considering, between March the 1st and March the 8th, so at some point something is going to get sorted to do with Zooma, supposedly. Now we have this on Reddit from BZ. Boys, it's looking like it's time to apply at McDonald's. This is on Reddit. Is it confirmed 100%? At the end of the day, life's a simulation, doesn't even matter. Okay, not looking great for BZ and the boys over there on Excelerate. Alright guys, so before I ended the video, I wanted to talk briefly about the Red Reserve situation. I talked a while ago about their potentially ceasing operations. It looks like they may have a couple of new investors here or there, and they're going to try and focus on Call of Duty. As you can see right here, we've therefore chosen to reduce the costs in the Red Reserve, whatever that means, by selling players and restructuring the business. So, didn't have a lot of money behind them, but they will continue to invest in Call of Duty, as Red Reserve have a long history within the game and was founded with the game as a base. With one of the world's best teams in Call of Duty, we see great opportunities. So what they're kind of implying is, okay, let's try and hold on to this Call of Duty team as much as possible. It may well be that Red Reserve, the team, continue to represent this organisation going forwards, even though it seemed unlikely. Whether they can recover to the former glory of the organisation is yet to be seen. Maybe they'll have to be sold on at some point, but that's a quick update on that front for you guys that are interested. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.
Mission clock running down. Bomb online.
Hostiles have destroyed your HCXD.